What kind of uniforms were used in the Second Schleswig War? Have you ever wondered what soldiers wore during the Second Schleswig War? This conflict, which took place in 1864, involved Denmark and the German Confederation, led by Prussia and Austria. The uniforms worn by these soldiers tell a fascinating story about military traditions and strategies of that time. Let's start with the Danish uniforms. The Danish army's attire was influenced by various European styles, including French, Prussian, and Russian designs. These uniforms were not as standardized as those of some other armies, reflecting a mix of influences. The Danish soldiers wore uniforms that resembled those worn by Union troops in the American Civil War. This variety in design showed the diverse military culture of Denmark during this period. Now, let's look at the uniforms of the Prussian and Austrian forces. The Prussian army was known for its more standardized and modern uniforms. Infantry soldiers typically wore dark blue or black uniforms, which were complemented by distinctive helmets and equipment. The Prussian dragoons had a different look, donning light blue tunics and trousers, along with black leather helmets and white leather gear. This uniformity in the Prussian army provided a clear visual identity and helped in maintaining order on the battlefield. The uniforms used during the Second Schleswig War were not just about appearance, they also had tactical significance. The Prussian army utilized modern uniforms and advanced weaponry, such as the Dreiss breech-loading needle gun. This gave them a considerable advantage over the Danish forces, who were still adapting to new military technologies. From a Scandinavian perspective, the Second Schleswig War marked an important moment in the region's history. The conflict resulted in Denmark losing control over Schleswig and Holstein, which had lasting effects on Scandinavian politics and military strategies. The uniforms and military practices of this era provide a useful context for understanding these historical events. In summary, the uniforms worn during the Second Schleswig War reflected the military traditions of the time and played a role in the conflict's outcomes. The Danish uniforms showed a blend of influences, while the Prussian uniforms were more standardized and modern. This war was a significant event in Scandinavian history, highlighting the need for military modernization in the region.